I'll start the recording. All right, everybody, first thing I want to do again, one more time, is to thank you for being here tonight. We're a little bit late. We had a bit of complication, but you know what? Things happen, not to worry. Before doing anywhere, I'd like to mention to you that the comet, the 50,000 year return of a comet, we may never come back again, by the way, from what the scientists are saying. The green comet is now officially entering the sign of Sagittarius, and the North Node, or the head of the dragon, in Gemini. So that means, again, those born in December, or those who have a moon or a rising, that would be me, in Sagittarius or Gemini, are going to be directly affected by this energy. And I watched the news, and I don't know if you heard it, but Ozzy Osbourne, everybody knows this guy, has decided to literally stop everything about his career as of today. He is a Sagittarius, okay? Who else is making the news? Dr. Phil, you heard of Dr. Phil, okay? Dr. Phil is a Virgo, okay? So again, if you look at the Sagittarius Gemini area of a Virgo, we all know that is the 10th house of career and the 4th house. So after 21 years of work, Dr. Phil is quitting his show. I believe he has some health issues, because he was born a Virgo with the tail of the dragon in Virgo. That means obviously he's logical, he's rational, he's practical. And he actually made it big because of a TV show he did with Oprah Winfrey many, many years ago. Incidentally, following my classes, a lot of my students told me, Dr. Thierry, you really should go on Oprah. I said, look, there's nothing I can do. You have to email and send your feedback why I should be on the show. I don't know how many email my supporters and my students have sent Oprah. Just because I didn't have the degree of psychology, I was turned down. But again, you know what? So Dr. Phil has the head of the dragon on the 7th house, which is the public facing the world. So the head of the dragon has helped him to get national and international notoriety. So I wanted to mention that, and it's very important as far as you are concerned, okay? Starting with your sun sign, to check the Sagittarius area of your chart. And that can help you if you want to, before we get into the class tonight, to find out where you're going to be affected. So if you tell me your sun sign one at a time, I can tell you where that energy is going to affect you, and where this comet power will demand you a restructure. Let me again give myself as an example. I'm a Pisces, okay? And the 10th house of a Pisces is a Sagittarius. So my entire career is being forced by this comet to be a restructure, from being an astrologer to becoming a boat captain. And again, by mutual reception, Gemini is my home. That's why I'm moving to Florida. Okay. Terania, she's an Aries, okay? So this comet will affect the 3rd house of communication, okay? Talking, writing, and this comet will also affect a 9th house of publishing, learning, teaching, or everything she's doing right here, right now. Do you understand? So use your sun sign as house number 1, okay? And if you need further explanation, hit me, I'm here.
I'm a Leo.
Okay, perfect. Leo is the 5th house, okay? Right. This is the house of love, romance, creativity, and children. So it also affects your wishes and your friends. So you're part of a group that will help you to promote your wishes. And as far as the 5th house is concerned, if you're single and you're looking for love, there is great opportunity to attract foreigners, because this comet is through the world of Sagittarius. It also provides a trip, either an intellectual trip, a study like we're doing now, or a physical trip in some place like Mexico, Australia, or God knows what in the future. You got that, Doug?
Got it.
All right. Who else? Larry, what month you? I mean, what's your month? What's your?
You just went through it.
Are you a Leo too?
Yeah.
Good. So that's 2. That's perfect.
There's Gina, Cancer.
Okay, Cancer, but you're going to go into the Gemini, which is your subconscious and your 6th house of work and service. So you are going through a process of understanding the forces of your subconscious, being positive, being forward, being communicative at a personal level. And of course, the 6th house means a great opportunity for you to launch something that involves the world of Sagittarius. It does not apply only to your health, but if you want to start something important involving teaching, traveling, anything related to the world of Sagittarius, these comets will do a business for you.
E.T., I'm an Aries with a natal dragon in Gemini.
Then you have the same energy than Terrania.
Right.
So your 3rd house of communication and your 9th house of higher learning, dealing with foreigners, learning something is what that comet is enforcing and give you an opportunity. If you want to publish something or learn something or travel, this is a good thing. And I hope that my wife will finally be able to publish a book.
Looking forward to that.
Aquarius?
Okay, Aquarius, well, that's you and Tom. Are you here, Tom?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
good. Well, again, in the world of Aquarius, you're going to go into the world of Gemini. So you count from February 1, March, April, May, June, like Leo. Leo Aquarius, same differences. It's all about the area of love, romance, creativity, children, speculation, and also supporting a wishes, which is the world of Sagittarius, which is bringing opportunity or expansion in the world of learning, teaching, and traveling. Remember, when I do Aquarius, I'm doing Leo. When I do Aries, I'm also doing Libra because of the mutual receptions. Catherine, what month you born?
I'm a Pisces as well.
Oh, wait, Pisces. So you heard me, okay?
I
You
did,
have
but
a re- you have
do
a
have a
res-
question.
You go ahead.
You had mentioned something about it also affects the 4th house.
Yeah.
Can you say that again? Because I missed that when I
Well,
was.
the 4th house is the base of your operation. In my
Okay.
case, I'm moving to Florida. So that means you might have to sell a house, buy a house, refinance the house, something involving the family. And of course, by mutual reception, the 10th house of your career is being restructured because of these comets.
I can definitely see that.
So,
Thank-
sorry, the house is affected. It's the 4th house that is affected?
For Pisces, yes.
No,
you,
okay.
You're not a Pisces, you're an Aquarius.
None. No.
Okay.
But
You
for
fo-
Aquarius, how do you count? Sorry, because I missed the
You
beginning.
start with February. Okay.
Okay.
February is 1.
Mhm.
Okay. February, March, April, May, June. June is the 5th house of love, romance, creativity, speculation, and children. Okay. And the opposite of the 5th house, okay, is obviously the 11th house. Okay. Which happens to be Sagittarius, which means foreigners are supporting your wishes. Maybe you're going to take a trip. You're going to be doing anything involving high study. There is a lot of good thing with this green comet. Suddenly enough, all the scientists are going to give you all the physical explanation. But I find out tonight that is going through the world of Sagittarius Gemini. So that is a dead-on information for each one of us. Okay, and there are going to be a lot of awfully celestial momentum during the course of your lifetime. So always find out in what constellation that comet is going through. If it was in the world of Scorpio, we might have some problems. Okay. All right,
Thank you.
All right. So everybody's been covered.
No, I was going to ask about me.
Tell me, Doug.
Taurus, so my 8th
Okay.
house, right?
Well, it's all about money. Okay, because May, June, 2nd house of money, 8th house, the opposite of the second is the 8th house in Sagittarius, which is the corporated area. Make sense?
Okay.
So it's all about money. But the 8th house deals also with metaphysics and corporate endeavors, the IRS legacy. You have to remember the key words of every one of these houses. Okay. So just pay attention. Okay, and now if you know you're rising, that's even better. You can also look through your rising. I have the Sagittarius rising. Okay, so that means my 7th house, which means facing the public, is changing. The 7th house is also the house of marriage. Since I'm going to go to Florida, I ain't going to see my wife and my dog every single day, like I've done it the last few years. Okay, so there is a restructure of the 7th house from the rising. Okay, all right. So these being said, go
Dr.
ahead.
Curry,
Yes.
Could you tell me how I'll be affected? I'm a Virgo.
Oh, you're a Virgo. Okay. Well, Virgo, Pisces, same story. Okay. Anything. And look at what I just said earlier. Were you here when I talk about Dr. Phil?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Phil is a Virgo, right? Okay. So today he's canceling 21 years of his TV show.
He's
Okay.
ending the TV show.
Because this energy is affecting his career and his home. The opposite of the career is home. Okay, so that is happening for Virgos and Pisces. Remember, you do the forecast for one, you do for the other one because there is only 6 signs.
Can it also be like the start of something new with work, or does it?
Oh, absolutely. This comet, since it is called a green comet, it's going definitely to affect drastically the sign also of Virgo if you use the colors and if you use intuition. And again, this is why Dr. Phil, big, huge guy, announces yesterday he's stopping 21 years of TV show. I mean, this is big, real big. All right. And
yeah, I mean,
it
sounds really, really cool. And thank you so much for offering all this advice.
Oh, you bet. But that's what you guys are paying me for, okay?
No. Not necessarily. I mean, payment is one thing, but you give more than just money.
I
I'm
appreciate
sorry,
it.
DT, but I can't hear Carolyn.
Caroline has a terrible sound.
I'm so
interrupts
sorry,
the questions.
everybody. I'm so sorry. I haven't fixed my audio yet because I haven't had a minute to rest all day, but I will fix it before as soon as I can.
Yeah, but again, the same story make it difficult for others. And as I said earlier, we cannot help you from distance with your technological problem. And Tom is much too busy with all the church work that he's doing out there. He's so busy, and he always managed to find time for me because I guess he's sent by God. But he cannot necessarily do that with everybody. So try to take care of your business, technologically speaking, and then be better for every one of us. Okay, let's move on now. I am going to bring the chart again. Everybody should see it. You see it?
Yes.
All right, good. All right, so we discussed the world of Sagittarius. Did we talk about, refresh my memory, where am I at now?
Sagittarius, honey.
Okay,
We covered Scorpio last night.
Okay. All right, Sagittarius. Okay. The soul's that's perfect because, again, we're emphasizing this comet into the sign of Sagittarius tonight. It's not an accident, I guess. All right. We have a good friend, by the way. We had a good friend, a relationship that I have with her. Her name is Beth. Okay. Beth Daly. She is the daughter of the old Arizona governor. And when I talk about myself, I'm not talking about me. Couldn't care less talking about me. But when I talk about me in a personal situation, is to help you to understand something. Okay. So this friend of mine, she is very, very sick. She's my age. She's got a hell of a problem on her joints and her back between the man and the horse. She's a Sagittarius, okay? And because of our pets, lady, remember Sagittarius was the pet world, okay? We were supposed to go to Scottsdale, big ranch, invited to a party with a bunch of very big people. And because she is sick, she takes a lot of medication, and she also drinks a lot of champagne. And she starts to literally attack Cherania. Cherania is the most diplomatic woman on the planet. But for some reason, she started to attack her, taking the excuse of the dog. And then finally, we cut it off. So again, you can see this comet has affected a Sagittarius and the 7th house. You can see that 7th house right here. That's the people that she sees every day. That's facing the public, okay, relationship, dead, okay? As of yesterday, 40 years of a relationship has gone thanks to that comet. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Okay, I wanted to point this out because she's a Sag. Okay, and then my wife's been hurt in the process, but what can you do? It's his life. All right, so Sagittarius soul's purpose is represented by the horse, which means traveling. Okay, the mandible and arrow represent aiming above into the cosmic structure. Now, you could do it religiously if you deal with the world of Pisces, swimming downstream, or you could do it psychically, spiritually, astrologically, if you aim your arrow above into the universal structure. Okay. Sagittarius is a fire sign, is a mutable sign, okay? And the purpose is to travel. Nostradamus was born in December, okay? And he had all these books and all his healing, he was a soul doctor, all his herbs and everything to fight the plague on the back of his donkey, okay? And he was literally walking all throughout France and Europe to heal people. So this sign, again, rules foreigners, foreign lands, you see that, religion, the codification of thought, higher education, college, university, that's the key word. It is ruled and controlled by a planet called Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system. That was put in place by the extraterrestrials to attract any foreign body. I'm sure many of you recall the Shoemaker comets a few years ago that crashed in the big back of Jupiter. And that is his purpose because of his tremendous gravitational force to protect Mother Earth. Okay. All right. So if you believe one day we're going to die because of a meteorite, well, you got it wrong. Okay. You're not going to die. Jupiter was put in our system for that very purpose. All right. Now, it regulates the Indians, disappear civilization. It represents the wild and nature. And again, the soul's purpose of somebody born in December is to aim above, and sometimes they aim down. Okay. All right. So move on to the second house of money. Again, this is one of the reasons why Beth, again, it has made a lot of money in the political world. Okay. Still making money in the political world. In that house, she is a Capricorn. Okay. Now, Capricorn, as I showed you the other day, the symbol of the goat, it represents in Christian theology the devil or Satan or the head of the goat. Okay. It represents structure, the Illuminati, the rich, the privileged select. It regulates the royals, all the people that have dozens of gold spoons in their mouth when they arrive in the world because mom and dad has already achieved a position. Okay, so on the good side, Capricorn help others. It's an engineer, it's a builder. On the negative side, he use and abuse. The key word of Capricorn is use and abuse on the negative side. Don't forget, if you meet a goat. Now, the fishtail represents the opportunity, if the Capricorn is curious, to learn all about his relationship with the moon and plan his financial endeavors and following the moon fluctuations. We discussed that also. This is ruled and controlled by Saturn, called the Great Malefic or the Great Karmic Guy. You do something bad, Saturn is going to make sure you're going to get it back in your face, and Saturn doesn't give you anything for free. In my case, again, I had to work many, many years before I could learn to play piano, okay? But the reward are usually forever. So it was the career, the structure, it was anything that, well, with traditionally, we always start with Aries, you see, 7, 8, 9, 10. It regulates anything that has to do with the power and politics, politician. Wrong politician who wants to stay in power, like Putin, lying, cheating, killing other people to maintain the power of the goat. All right, so that makes Sagittarius sometimes very, very cautious, if not greedy, when it comes to money. Okay, it's all about high tech use on the negative side of Capricorn, but there is a great potential, providing they're doing the right thing, to build a tremendous amount of wealth, including big, good self-esteem. All right, second house, traditionally. All right, move on to the third house. The reason why Sagittarius want to travel the world is clear. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That's me. Okay. I always wanted to travel the world because in the mind, okay, Sagittarius, doing my rising now, think and talk like an Aquarius. Aquarius is all about the stars. That's why I love the stars. Aquarius was UFOs. That's why I've been directly involved with UFO, because I have a stellium, which means a lot of planet in here. Okay. And this planet is controlled by Uranus, the TV planet, the planet of the geniuses, the planet of the cuckoo. So wherever you have these planets in your chart, that's where, again, God will allow you to become a weirdo and to tap on your ingenuity or some of the gift that not many people have. So again, traditionally, that is the 11th house of wishes and friends. So Sagittarius can be very friendly. Okay. You have to bring that in there. Okay. So it means also the drive to go far, and then that is airplane, that's electricity, that's Tesla, that is Einstein Dragon's Head. Okay, so the geniuses in many ways. This is a mental process which is far-fetched, and that stimulated the Sagittarius soul you wanted to travel. Okay, Japan, Asia particularly, that's where I've been a few times. Home, sweet home, Sagittarius become a Pisces at home. Okay, that means, as a rule, the upbringing, depending on the rest of the chart, but as a rule, the upbringing is either religious, okay, or somebody is drinking, somebody is taking drugs, and somebody is very sick, okay, or is lucky. He is swimming upstream. He has a very spiritual parent, so he dwells with the stars and creativity. Anything and everything with the fourth house is the base of operation, meaning that Sagittarius sometimes lives in by the water, one exotic place. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the home area. You see, we always start with Aries. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's home and family. So it means also, in the terms, as I said yesterday, of the conquistador, the Spaniards or the Portuguese, they destroyed the spiritual values of the disappeared civilization and built church where they resides. Okay, sometimes Sagittarius, since he rules religion and foreigners in foreign lands, build a church and reside in the church by the water. Sagittarius rules wide open space like Australia, which happens to be a big, huge island. Okay, so understand that in this area, this is where Sagittarius will find God, or will find his creativity, or the spiritual values is by the base of operation. Again, it is induced usually by the upbringing, early teaching from the parents. It is ruled by Neptune, the lord of the seas, okay, the Poseidons. You see the symbol. Traditionally, Pisces rules dreams in the subconscious, and that's where in a church, basically, that's what you get. It's quiet. Okay, you're in a private world. You're into a big, huge building, make big stones. It's cold, and it's and you can feel the prayer. You can feel the energy when you enter a church. When you enter a church, it's gonna feel very different than when you enter a discotheque. Okay, because the energy is different. All right, so let's go into the fifth house. This is the fifth house of speculation. So this is a fire sign, okay? That's also the seat of attraction. So Sagittarius attract fire sign, Aries and Leo. We discussed that yesterday. Aries is ruled and controlled by Mars. So Sagittarius is not afraid to go to war. Speculate, meaning going to war to do something. So a lot of Sagittarius that went, I'm taking the example of the Spaniards, because Spain and Portugal are Sagittarius countries. They had to go with the sword in those foreign countries and fight and kill, or being killed in the process. Okay, so that makes Sagittarius pretty competitive in terms of speculating. Aries is ruled by Mars, the lord of war. Mars is red, representing blood. You can see the symbol. It represents also where the soul is learning the hard way, so to speak, and where it becomes a pioneer. Okay, that is the sixth house, the fifth house of speculation. Sixth house of work. So all their work, all the service to the world is to bring money, because Taurus traditionally was the second house of money. So their work will bring money to the bank, to the king, to the queen of the country, like they did by bringing all the gold back to Spain and Portugal. Sagittarius sometimes complain of the neck. Okay, sometimes if the tail is in there or Saturn, that could be a cancer of the throat, problem with the neck. That's in my case, being a Sagittarius, I had a surgery on the back of my neck because I had a tumor that was growing in the back of my neck. So I had it removed. So that's why I'm using again myself. Anytime I talk about me, it's not to shine, it's to give you information. I take myself as a solid example to what's going on. Okay, since Sagittarius is in the 6th house of work and service to the world, is ruled by Venus, which is the goddess of love, beauty, and the art. Some of them are singers, some of them get into the musical field, or some of them get into the banking industry. Okay, use common sense. Okay, all right. The 7th house, Sagittarius faces the world as a Gemini. And of course, that's where the happy attitude comes from. Okay. And that means many of them end up marrying 2 or 4 times. Okay. Like me, it's a dual sign. Okay. Gemini is the male and the female. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the messengers of the gods. It makes a Sagittarius great talkers. Okay. In the case of what is the name of this guy? I forgot his name now. He is a priest. He's got that church in Texas where he brings thousands of people to his congregation.
Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen.
Thank you, Han. Thank you very much. Joel Osteen was born with the tail of the dragon in Gemini and the head in Sagittarius. You see, religion, foreigners. So he's tapping on his head, of course, at the subconscious level, because he doesn't know. And he's definitely sending his arrows down to the bottom, okay? And so in many years, he lives in the church. He lives because of the church, your taxes, whatever it is. I don't know exactly the ramification of what it means to be a priest in living conditions, but I can easily point out that he faces the world and telling you what the hell you want to hear, because that's what Gemini do, okay? So basically, in the 7th house, it means also the opportunity to attract people of a different race, okay, and learn languages. Remember, 1, 2, 3, communication. Right in the 7th house of partnership, you have Mercury. So a lot of Sagittarius end up marrying foreigners. Sagittarius on the head, on the tail, on the rising, on the moon, they happen to marry outside of their own race, so to speak. And very often they live on foreign ground and they are forced to live to master different languages. Okay, that's my case. All right. So on the 8th house, which is the house of metaphysics and witchcraft, the house of corporated money, Sagittarius now feed. Okay, now he feed either by becoming a chef, getting into the real estate, or he feeds with the spirits, swimming down if he's a priest, or swimming up if he's an advanced soul. Okay, if he's a master, like you're going to become a teachers of light. That's what I call a Sagittarius, which is a positive Sagittarius. All right, so these houses represent also a legacy since they live on foreign ground. Okay. Their family on the place where they were born, sometimes they leave them with something, or home or business or whatever it is. This is the legacy house. Okay, this is also the house of a partner. This is also the house of the business. And in my case, I'm feeding with the spirits, and I do have family on foreign ground, obviously France. Okay, all right. And I have to go and collect a legacy for my mother this summer. I'll come back with some of a painting, and I'm going to distribute that to the rest of the family. All right, so in this house of Sagittarius, providing is spiritually advanced enough, he has to realize the importance of following the moon fluctuations. And then in order to stay progressive in building the wealth, or dedicating with the power of the moon, cruising the belt of the zodiac, Cancer, fitting, okay? On the 9th house is a Leo, so that's where God wants you. Anyone who has the sun in the house who has a Leo is the area where God wants you to shine. And that's where I'm shining. Traditionally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. But in my case, it's on the 9th house. Okay. Sagittarius is in the 9th house. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, this is where God is allowing Sagittarius to shine through their teaching, good or bad. The stars don't care. Okay. Joel Osteen is on stage and he shine even with bull, doesn't matter. Okay. So in many ways, wherever you have that Leo or the sun is your opportunity to build a stage, to get enlightenment, to give enlightenment. The forces of the sun for a Sagittarius is on the 9th house. And it is on foreign ground, since Leo rules love and romance, that foreigners can attract partners like I did with Tyrannia. Okay. And it also depicts an opportunity to gain fame, to gain a position, to gain life on foreign ground. It's in Thailand that I was able to beat cancer on foreign ground. That those 2 doctors brought new life by cutting the cancer away from me. 9th house, okay, 7, 8, 9. All right, understood? All right, Leo was the heart, okay? So it's important, as always, to control the emotion and not to build too much stress, because the heart will give up with a lot of stress, or a lot of traveling, or a lot of teaching and overdoing puts stress on the heart. All right, in the career area, Sagittarius, we see 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, traditionally, the 6th house of work and health. So in the career, Sagittarius is a cleanser. He wants purity. So the Virgin Mary is in charge of a career of a Sagittarius. In my case, for example, I am all about the truth and natural healing. Okay. And I'm very fussy and very organized, and I get pissed off when things don't go my way or when I make a plan. Okay. So it's just the way it is. So basically, the 10th house of a Sagittarius is all about bringing the purity, the neatness of the Virgin Mary. One of the main reasons why, again, Sagittarius, okay, rules religion is emphasized by the Virgin Mary drive for purity, to make this world a better place to be. All right. The sign is controlled by Mercury, the messengers of the gods. You see the symbol here, okay? And again, it rules the intestines. It was the elimination principle. Any planet in there, like me, I had Saturn. It's a serious problem to get cancer. Okay, be careful. Anytime you have the tail or you have Saturn, it's a Saturnian energy on the sign. It brings a lot of weaknesses and sudden enough cancer. And what's even worse is our traditionally educated doctor are not paying attention to astrology. But if they did, if there was some scientific work done at the rational level involving divine astrology, a lot of doctors, we realize a lot of guys on my age end up with colon cancer, and some of them die. Okay, so be aware of that. All right, move on to the 11th house. The 11th house is the house of wishes and friends. Okay, so usually the wishes of a Sagittarius is to learn and teach the laws, you see. And that could make a Sagittarius a psychologist, a police officer, an FBI agent, or an astropsychologist, or a neuroscientist. Okay, the laws of man and the laws of life is the wishes of a Sagittarius. And one of the reasons that I'm teaching astropsychology to a group, because the 11th house Aquarius was also wish friends and the groups that you belong or you create. Okay, Libra, ruled by Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. In this area, it's like you contract yourself. Okay, you definitely would attract somebody, since it is an Aquarius. That could be a bit weird because you bring Aquarius in here. I can talk about Tyrannia, born with an Aquarius dragon's tail. Obviously, no accident why we magnetize each other's. All right. So, and at the subconscious level, that's where Sagittarius is very, very powerful. That's where you have Scorpio, the eagle, if you're positive, or the stinger, the lizard. On the negative side, Sagittarius can get very, very confused because of his religious indoctrination, and he end up either killing himself through suicide because he doesn't have the grounding to understand where he's at, and his teaching don't match reality. So he end up stinging himself at the subconscious level. The positive Sagittarius is absolutely very, very intuitive because the subconscious is so very strong. Okay, so subconscious means also the magical forces coming from Pisces. So at the subconscious level, the Sagittarius can reach enemies. Okay, it doesn't have to be conscious of it. The witchcraft, remember Scorpio was witchcraft, life and death. So if someone really, really hurt a Sagittarius, either sun, moon, whatever, rising, dragon, this chart will come to play. And I can see myself when I am in a difficult situation with something or someone, I take it to bed. I really do. I'm trying my best to eliminate it. I got to amuse myself, get myself out of the negative Scorpion, because at the subconscious level, I send a lot of poison to my enemies. And I have seen the results, sad enough. It does work. So you got to be very cautious, and it brings karma. Okay. So controlled by Pluto, basically the planet is nothing else but a planet. It's a rock, contrary to what scientists assume. Okay, it is also the base of the reptilius. Okay, again, wherever you have Scorpio, you can sting yourself, or you're going to get somebody dead and put it back alive. Okay, that is the Scorpio power. All right, everybody understood that? Any questions?
Niks 9 de Bahnhof.
What was
I have
that?
a question. Oh, good.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Me or the other person?
You go ahead.
So when you started with Sagittarius, you were talking about it representing like Indians, and I've heard you refer to people from India and Native Americans as Indians.
Well,
so is
Indians
it for both groups?
Yeah, Indians are Indians. Okay, whatever you call an Indian is somebody that has linealogy directly related to the Indians. Would it be the American Indians, the Indians from India, the Indians from the Mayan, the Incas, the Sumerian, God knows what. These are indigenous people. So the objective, you got it. You got it. That's a good question. Makes sense.
Dr. Turi, what happens if you have the tail in Sagittarius?
If you have the tail in Sagittarius, well, you're going to have a bit of a problem between the man and the horse. You're going to be a walking Bible. Walking, talking Bible. You will be somebody which is completely under the codification of thought, and it's very hard to get out of the books. So that's why this person has a head in Gemini, to be challenged either by partner or by life in general to get off the box. But it's practically impossible to change the mind. I always says it's easy to teach hard algebra or mathematics to a wild donkey than to change a religious person way of thinking. That tells you what it means to have the tail in Sagittarius. It's the same with every other sign, don't get me wrong, but particularly in the world of Sagittarius, that brings people that are just bookhead. You know, they're regurgitating the codification of thought and traditional education. They judge you through a bunch of paper. These are the people who say, "Oh, Dr. Turi, you're not a real doctor." Knowing that I teach them, but you know what? I'm not a real doctor. I'm a different doctor. I'm a soul doctor, because I don't aim towards the books. I write the books and challenge the books. That's the opposite. Okay, that's the codification of thought. This is we think. This is I think. That's I am. That's we are. That's I own. That's we possess. Okay, corporate money, IRS. This is I think. That's we think. This is I feel, and this is I don't feel much. Okay, see how we feel. This is. Go ahead.
Now, does that also mean that, like, when you're traveling, say in Australia, those kind of countries are you're not safe, or you're kind of, you have a weakness if you travel?
No. I went to Australia like 3 or 4 times to teach out there. I had the greatest time in my life. Okay. Oh, no. It represents wild, open space. And in Australia, you have a bunch of indigenous people out there. I don't know how you call them. I forgot. but they're
Aborigines.
Aborigines. Okay, so you could see that's what it is. And then a lot of people from the UK went there and tried to convert them into the Church of England. All right. So
Real quick, Catherine, can you rephrase that question one more time, please?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, that if you have the tail in Sagittarius, that is that puts you more in danger, because you said it weakens the area if you travel.
I got you now. I got you. No,
Sorry.
that is definitely true. I thank you
That's why I was wondering.
Thank you.
You lost me there.
If you have the tail of the dragon in Sagittarius, you could be prone to be killed or hurt by animals, not only your pet, but a snake, mountain lion, or anything that a crocodile. Remember, that's the wild. Wherever the indigenous people reside, there is a hell of a lot of dangerous wildlife. Sagittarius was not only the pet, but also the wildlife. So if you have the tail in this area, well, you could be attacked and mauled to death by a bunch of dogs. Or you go around in nature, you go around with nature with your pet, and a mountain lion just snap your pet and then try to rip you apart. So you got to be cautious when the tail is in this sign, okay? And if you have the tail in Capricorn, well, like Marilyn Monroe, for example, she has the tail in Capricorn. She was killed by the government because she was messing around with the president, okay? If you have the tail in Aquarius, well, you can end up dying in an earthquake, lightning, or sudden release of energy, God knows what, electricity, okay? If you have tail in Pisces, there's got to be a drug, you're going to be drowning. You got to be cautious. If you have the head, as I said the other day, you're going to be a Nostradamus or Madame Blavatsky. You're going to be the sleeping prophet, or you're going to be filth and swim faster than anybody else because the head is in there. Just use common sense. If you have the tail in Aries, you're prone to headaches, you're prone to violent death, you're prone to crack your head, like it happened with Pelosi's. Well, the Pelosi's, both of them have the tail in Aries, and Pelosi's she's an Aries. There's no accident to why he got the hammer through his head.
Or Jay Leno.
Jay Leno being burnt and then crushing his bone with his bike. You know, you need to see it in action, and you're going to do that by observing, like I do. But
he's an Aries tail, Jay Leno.
No, he's an Aries head. That's why he didn't die.
Okay, but you're still prone to danger even as an Aries head.
I mean, look at me, honey. Look at me. Okay?
That's why, yeah. Okay.
Look at me. I mean, I have my nose was broken when I was 14 years old. I was at school, and a bunch of guys started to go after me. And instead of running away, I just went and faced them. Okay, I beat them all, but I got my nose broken. Okay, and then he got infected, and then they took me after 2 or 3 days. They took me to the hospital in emergency because the infection in my nose went to my brain. And the doctor says to my mom, "Well, Louis has only let's hope it's going to work." So I had like 2 or 3 people holding me on the bed, and they were sticking 8,000 units of penicillin into my nostril, into my brain. Hey, that hurt. Okay, so I'm telling you, and I didn't die, I didn't go crazy because I had the head. But anything on the head means the nose. I had scar on my head, broken arm, broken hand, broken shoulder, broken hip. You know, I'm broken from all over the place because my Aries, but I survived it. I got people die around me in accidents. Okay, me, I survived. I ended up in a hospital, but I survived. Okay. All right. So if you have the tail in Taurus, well, you're going to be like this cop. Okay. He had the head in Scorpio. So he was a police officer, and he put his knees on the poor black dude on his neck, and he died. Remember that story?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when you have the tail in there, you're going to lose everything. You're going to be so greedy that you're going to be some Ponzi scheme out of this world. You're going to steal millions and billions of dollars in investment to anybody because the greed I have money, I have million, I have billion, I want more. You see what I'm saying? The tail. Okay. Gemini. Well, Joel Osteen is going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. He's going to talk you to death, okay? Making up story if he has to, because the tail is on his tail. He's showing down, okay? Cancer, again, the tail on the lungs means, again, lung cancer, okay? If you have it on the stomach cancer, If you have the tail in the sign of Cancer, chances are your brain is going to be a mess like hell. Since Cancer rules the mother, okay, you're going to have a problem with the mother. And if the tail is in Capricorn, Capricorn was the father, then you're going to have a problem with the dad. It's all karmic, okay? If you had the tail in Leo, that would be Putan, okay? You don't care about children. You're going to kill children of all ages. Your ego is going to get bigger than yourself, than the world. You're going to be running on a horse, showing your muscles. And then you're going to have the kids that are going to curse you, and you're going to die of a heart attack. That's the tail. You're never really happy with love or with your children, or your children could be in danger because the tail is in there, okay? I exaggerate the information because the head and the tail can be both positive and negative, but I'm giving you examples so you understand when it's negative, what it produces. Okay, tail in Virgo, the same story than Saturn in Virgo. Your intestines are lazy, okay, prone to get cancer. The tail in Virgo make you so fussy, so picky, so rational that you kind of see life like Dr. Phil did through your rational, limited, 5 educated human senses. You're not going to see anything else than the rationale, okay? Again, that's Dr. Phil, okay, on the negative side. If you have the tail in Libra, well, chances are, like me, you're going to end up with a bunch of partners that don't necessarily fit you until you find a soulmate, because you're set to have a soulmate with that. Okay. It means also the values of all my past life is there, which means I'm like Zorro. I'm always fighting for other people, risking my life for other people. That's all I did all my life, because I'm a tiger on top of that. Okay. And then I didn't take care of my business. I should have said, well, you know what? You're in a fight. Someone broke a ball on your head. Don't come and ask Louis to fight for you, because that's what I did when I was young. I was stupid. I was Zorro. Okay. Libra. I was always thinking of others instead of,
Wait, are we doing the explanation of the dragon here, Louis? Because I thought
no. But I throw it in the way because we're going to discuss the dragon later on in each house and sign. So I'm just giving you an idea. Okay. All right. If you got a tail of the dragon in Scorpio, remember Scorpio is very horny. So you're going to have STD, or you're going to end up being a porn star on the negative side. You're going to become a criminal if you're negative. Okay. All right, and then you're going to be a killer. Put it this way: you're going to be the lizard, because the tail of Saturn is in there. Period.
That'd be karma as well. That'd be bad karma, DT, and the tail.
Absolutely. Karma is set by Saturn and Capricorn. Okay.
Yeah.
Understand that. But the negative aspect of Scorpio, since Scorpio rules sex, makes them very horny. They'll kill you for sex. This is exactly what the two guys did. Both of them were Scorpio. They kill for sex, okay? For power. For
which two guys?
Brian.
Brian
Gallagher and Brian Laundrie. Okay. That you have to watch the news and look at the date. I'm constantly watching everything. This is the only way you're going to learn, by looking outside. The moment you start to look at yourself, you're in trouble. You're going to learn nothing. You got to look outside. That's where I found the truth. And we discuss Sagittarius on the tail. Be careful. That's where, if you're in a circus when you work with elephant, you happen to hang around one of the SOS deadly window or on your negative cosmic biorhythm, that elephant's going to go crazy and you die. Okay. Again, an old lady walking.
Doug has a question. Doug had his hand up. Doug had his hand up for quite a while.
Yeah, it's okay.
Before me.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I heard somebody talking over. You mentioned porn stars in Scorpio. What about like sex workers? Would they also be in that same house there?
Oh yeah,
Or in that same sign?
Yeah. And Scorpio was also corporated money. So a lot of Ponzi schemes. Okay. Manipulation,
Ponzi
schemes. I'm French, so you get me. Okay, just look at the sign. He's going to tell you a hell of a lot of things. That thing talks to me. Every sign of this zodiac talks to me nonstop. Channeling the information is like an endless. It's like a black hole. You get in there, and it's infinite. The information that comes out just looking at them. Okay.
Doug, was that your okay? Caroline, Doug already asked his question. What is your question, Caroline?
What?
I think she's muted. Caroline.
I'm sorry. No, thank you. I was just going to ask if that guy, what was he like, the crocodile guy who died by an animal? If that was like,
Yes, the crocodile hunter, Louis.
yeah, if that
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
case, did that guy get killed by animals?
Well, the crocodile hunter was born with the tail of the dragon in the sign of Aquarius, like Princess Diana. Okay, both of them died of a shocking, explosive death. Okay, when the tail of the dragon in Aquarius stimulates a sudden release of energy, in this case, the dart of a stingray, he was stung, he was shocked. The thing went through his heart, Leo, you see?
Oh.
And Princess Diana, she exploded in a tunnel in Paris, France, Leo head. That's why she was a queen, okay? She was born with the head of the dragon in Leo. So she attracted Prince Charles, she became a queen. But a tail of the dragon was for freedom. Tail of the Dragon was all for being a human being and taking the kids to McDonald's, completely the opposite of what her husband and the queen, born with tail in Capricorn, wanted her to do. And she paid a price. She was killed. I mean, we're going to discuss the dragon in every house later on. So just we're going to move on to.
You meant Diana was the princess.
Yeah, the princess.
Yeah, and the queen was the mother of Charles. Yes.
Exactly. Well, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for elaborating my French. Okay, so we're going to go now into the world of Capricorn, okay? All right. We done Sagittarius. We got 3 more to go before talking about the moon in every sign, and then Mercury and Venus and all that stuff in all the signs. You're going to see that crusted in your head nonstop. We are working only 12 energy, okay? Let's go back to the world of Capricorn again. For that matter, let's see. I'm going to stop the share, guys. Just give me a second, and hopefully, yeah. Do you see the world of Capricorn right here?
We okay, now we do.
Okay. Hi. No, that's Sagittarius. Hold on. Sorry.
You're starting Capricorn now. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to put the Capricorn. Give me a second. Okay.
You got it.
Okay, Capricorn. All right. Come on. Okay, just give me a second. Give me a second, guys. There you go. I'm looking for something that everybody can relate in relationship to Capricorn. I think
I just saw one with the fishtail.
Well, there's plenty of the fishtail. That's the deal. That's what I'm trying to use the goat with the fishtail. There are plenty, millions of them. So, but.
And one more time, you're going to have to emphasize the fishtail with Capricorn, because I used to have that reflex on that, and I can't remember what it was you said about. I know it has to do with Saturn and the Pisces in the mind. Yeah. Okay,
that's, let's use this one. Okay, everybody sees the Capricorn here?
Yes.
Everybody sees it. All right.
Yep.
Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled and controlled by Saturn, the great malefic, the one who is giving you reward or will punish you, karma. Capricorn is a goat. What does a goat do? Climb a mountain, okay? And once it's at the top of the mountain, it means it has reached its potential. It stands above everyone else in his career public standing, because Capricorn was the 10th house of career and your public standing, how people sees you. That is the doctor, the attorney, or me working for years in England, the Capricorn country, to learn how to play piano, and the reward is with me forever. I can go anywhere and play piano everywhere. All right, that is Capricorn. Capricorn rules England, the queen, the king, the privileged select, the Illuminati structure, the government, okay? Since it is the head of the devil in Christian theology, okay? It represents again why some politicians will do absolutely anything. And we can see right now with one of these politicians, which has been lying from the get-go, okay, about his resume. money that was supposed to be used to help one of the service dogs, use it to go for dinner, whatever it is. So the goats don't care. Remember, Saturn is cold. He has no feeling. He's not Cancer. He's not the mother. He's the father. He's cold. All he has to do is to go to work, make sure the money is there. Okay. So the horn represents, of course, his aptitude to fight. Okay. And since he, what? I heard something.
It was just me coughing, sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. So well, maybe you want to mute until we talk, guys. So this way there is no noise that stops me channeling. So, okay. These represent again the snobs and the rich, okay, the royal, the Illuminati, the structure, the government. I repeat myself so you understand the energy of Capricorn, okay? They are cold and they are calculated. The key word for Capricorn is I use and abuse on the negative side, okay? So he climbed the mountain, he's at the top, he wants to stay there, and he's going to do absolutely anything to stay there, lie, cheat, and kill if he has to. Exactly like Putin would do, okay, or any other politician for that matter. I'm not into politics, so I'm not sitting no names. All right, now it was England, as mentioned in the previous meeting. England went all the way to India, raped the Indian nations of their resources, okay, and they went to Africa and they rape all the African nations of all their diamonds. And that's why all the diamond mines in Africa belongs to the royal, to the queen, and all these jewels end up in her crown, the gold, cold, calculated. And from there, that's where, of course, they start to mess around with human and slavery, okay? It's coming from those ships long time ago, imposed by the royal, wanted to be richer. All right, now the fishtail, since Capricorn is also supreme wisdom, the Illuminati, believe me, the Freemason, okay, those big, large, secret corporations have a hell of a lot of power. It's not only mathematics like the Freemason, it's also astrological, metaphysical. Of course, you would not know because that wisdom was not taught. It was kept away because knowledge is power, ignorance is evil. The less you educate society, the more control you have over society. And that's what this guy calculated and called wants, power. He wants to stay on top. He wants to keep his kind on the top forever and treat you as slaves. That's Capricorn. All right. The good Capricorn, as I said, understands how hard it is to work. Okay, it happened to be positive. There's a negative and positive. This one is curious enough and he learned. He's curious and he learned to use his fishtail. Okay, the fishtail means his direct relationship to Capricorn. What is the opposite of Capricorn?
Cancer.
Okay, what is the opposite? Don't say nothing, Joanna. What is the opposite of the month of July? I think you guys should know right away. It's January. Okay.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Capricorn. Okay, that's how you build a reflex. Okay, so understanding the moon fluctuation is something that the Illuminati, the Freemason are fully aware of. Okay, remember, it rules a large corporation, the Vatican, the structure and power, the politically oriented church. They know all about the moon. They know about the timing that I taught you yesterday or the day before. Okay, that is Capricorn. You guys understand all that so far?
Yes.
All right. Okay, now let's go back to it. Okay, it is ruled by Saturn. There you go, the symbol. Saturn rules traditionally the 10th house of career. Okay, this right here. He's the father. It rules old age. Since he is an engineer of structure, he represents also the structure of your body, your skeleton, your bones. Okay, it takes a long time to build those bones. Okay, and then that's what's going to hold on the building, which means your body. Okay, follow me, guys.
Yes.
Now, okay, so we understand that in the second house. Okay, Capricorn are geniuses. Okay, They're going to use, since they are architect, engineer, they're going to use technology at their advantage. They're going to use astrology, okay, for their monetary purpose at a personal or operated area. See, they are Aquarius in the second house. They don't just handle computers and technology, they handle the forces coming from the world of Aquarius, which is the universal rules, you see, the stars, okay? That's Capricorn. Again, they know, but they won't tell you. So we know Aquarius rules also technology, and it rules also electricity, so a lot of Capricorn are electrician. They work on top of your roof when you have an AC that breaks down, because Capricorn rules the winter and ice to conserve food. So electricity, okay? It rules also, since they are master in detail, a pilot. They are building technology also that brings the shuttle on the moon, okay? You're talking about the planet Uranus, your planet, the sign of geniuses, okay? And this why all the scientists in the government spend money to build nukes, nuclear explosion. Understand? Okay. If you don't, you will, as you listen to me. Move on to the third house, 1, 2, 3. Now the Capricorn, which is so very rational, so very practical, when it comes to his mental process, becomes a Pisces. If he swims upstream, there is absolutely no limit of what Capricorn can do. But I have noticed the vast majority of those born in January, in the middle of the winter, are religious fanatics. Okay, they swim downstream. They are pothead, they drink, they take drugs, the negative Capricorn. Okay, so it's totally mentally unstable, and that's what brings later in life what I call the old-timer disease. Their memory goes through the window. Okay, but Capricorn, no matter how rational and practical it is, if he is positive, he's got to have a hell of a lot of intuition and a hell of a lot of spiritual creativity. Okay, you can't forget that this sign is ruled by Neptune, the lord of the seas, and that since Pisces was also the subconscious, a hell of a lot of Capricorn are into psychology, astropsychology, the spirit, the subconscious, hypnotist, and some of them more rational, okay, from England, build boat, okay, and they end up in the sea. There you go, captain, like me, Pisces. Got it? Yes. That talks. If you let your intuition go, I put you on a runway like an airplane, okay? So your imagination is your limit in understanding the sign. At home, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, by the way, Capricorn also become chemistries or pharmacists, okay, where they have access to drugs at a hospital. Make sense? Okay. At home, at home they are Aries. Aries is controlled by Mars. Okay, so how the hell can a Capricorn have a problem at home? It's common sense. Okay, if he takes a hell of a lot of drugs, or if he has an area in his house where he is learning and playing around with chemistry, what's going to happen? Everything's going to blow up and end up in fire. Makes sense? He may also forget about turning the gas because he's high, and then boom. So all Capricorn at home receive Mars. On the negative side, on the positive side, of course, hey, they're going to use the affairs of the fourth house. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the affairs of the fourth house?
Home.
There you go. Real estate. Okay. A lot of them also are using Mars to get into the world of real estate. Again, this is where you 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Superimpose 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, real estate. Okay.
Could you just quickly give another example on the negative side with the Aries in the home? On the negative side.
Well, you may decide to get a ladder to fix something, and then you're drunk, or you have oil on the ground because you're playing with chemicals in your garage and you break your neck. Okay. Anytime you have Mars, you have danger, you have fire, you have accident. On the negative
side. Are they regiment in relationships with partners in the home? Are they regiment like?
Oh yeah, well, they could fight with partners. As a rule, Capricorn is very. They don't talk. I mean, they are
Yes.
very, very quiet. They rule by Saturn. Okay, so the communication process 1, 2, 3 is is more intuitive. They talk to themselves, into the spirit, basically. All I'm trying to don't take me wrong if you're a Capricorn, but since they are Aries, a lot of the family member are wondering why you don't show your feelings, why you don't talk, and that create conflict in the base of operation to the Capricorn. Okay, not necessarily stimulated by Capricorn. Okay, but Mars is there. Okay,
Yes.
so it shows also, since Capricorn is an engineer, they can build a garage with all their tools. And well, you have all sorts of tools and machinery and fire and whatever you need to build, because he's a builder. So the home area is an area which is Martian. Martian is all about mechanics, it's all about fire, danger, building bikes, building boats, God knows what.
They're prone in the home to keep their emotions in check if they're not taking drugs or anything like that. Would that be another way to say it?
You could say that, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. All right, let's go into the 5th house. Now, Capricorn is so practical, he's so rational, he's kind of a snob, okay? Remember, it rules the rich, it rules the structure, it rules the snob, the royal in some ways, England, okay? All right, so when it comes to love, do you think they're going to be hanging around with a loser? No, their partner has to have something to give. They become Tauruses, okay, in the area of love, romance, and creativity. Since they rule the old age, they're going to be attracted to people much older than them when they are young. Okay, and those guys have money to give the Capricorn. He doesn't want to waste his time. He's practical. He doesn't feel anything. Okay, he wants money and solidity, and he had to have kids too. All right, so in that area of love, he becomes a Taurus. So the partner has to be able to give something practical, logical, rational, security, the bull. Sometimes it simply means that they work in a bank. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is the speculation, things that they like to do. Okay, now Taurus was also geology. It's an earth sign. A lot of Capricorn are scientists, geologists, the earth. What I mean? Doesn't just mean the bank. It means the earth, element of earth. It means also the arts. That's the 5th house of speculation, love, romance, and creativity. So many of them also go for gems that are extraordinarily expensive, and diamond and things of this nature, because they love the earth. They love geology. They love to find out what's going on with earthquakes. Okay, they're rational. They're scientists. They are goldfish. All right, 6th house of work. Capricorn becomes a Gemini. Remember, in the world of Gemini, it's all about communication. And that's why a politician on the service to the world is going to be blah, 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 blah. That's where the Capricorn is very communicative. Here he's not. He thinks, he's intuitive. But when he's on the work area, when he's on stage for his political belief, believe me, Mr. Capricorn is going to have a big mouth. See, he's going to tell you what the hell you want to hear. Okay, that's what all politicians do anyway. Okay, so it shows also Capricorn who wants to get a position of power, decide to get into television, and then he becomes a weatherman. He goes on the radio. I mean, look at the most famous radio host of all time. He died. I predict his death with cancer.
Rush Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh. Okay, Capricorn. You see, 6 hours of work and service to the world. Okay, Capricorn. And he was born with the head of the dragon in Pisces in the 3rd house. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You see, the dragon was in his 3rd house. Pisces, he climbed all the way up, all the way down into his political beliefs. He was born with the tail of the dragon in Virgo, which means he was a religious fanatic. He was critical. And that's why he was talking about a woman. Once he nearly lost his job by calling a woman a slut, and he kept his job because he had a $400 million contract with AM station. He had like 500 or 600 radio station. So he was a conservative radio host. Okay, here you go. You see that? I'm giving you that example of Rush Limbaugh. But But there is millions of Capricorn that have a position that are into communication or journalism and so forth. Okay, so the problem, that's the house of health. Okay, and Rush Limbaugh was smoking cigar nonstop, and he died of lung cancer. And I saw it before he died, years before. I said, you're going to die with lung cancer, because I knew, being a Capricorn, very, very sensitive on the lungs. Okay, all right. You follow me, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Now, 7th house, how does Capricorn actually faces the world? Look, okay. His lesson is to climb the mountain using every single mean, good or bad, especially his fishtail or the moon if he's intuitive, okay? He faces the world as a Cancer, okay? Which means he's a caring person. He's cold as far as Capricorn is concerned, but he faces the world as a Cancer. So he has to feed. Again, in terms of Rush Limbaugh, he feed with communication. He feed all about his belief for conservatism. Again, America, July 4, 1776, is a Cancer country. And that's why he was, so people connected with him like a father, because he faces the world as a protector, as a feeder, and as a very, very traditional conservative. Cancer is a very conservative sign. It's all about home and family. Or America. Got it? I don't very much knew about the moon, but that's how it is. On the 8th house, that's the corporated money. Okay. It shows in many ways the partner that a Capricorn can attract. Somebody much, much younger, okay, when he's old, like Rush Limbaugh, or a partner that can make a hell of a lot of money. And as far as he is concerned, his bank account was loaded with millions and millions of dollars. That's where God wants him to shine, with the money that he has in the bank. Okay, the 8th house traditionally was what? What sign is control the 8th house?
Scorpio.
Scorpio. So you can see in the affairs of money, large corporation, corporated money, all the people that pay for his radio show, his endorsement, his advertisement. So he was loaded. Okay. All right. So Capricorn usually lives a long life. This is the house of death. The house of death is getting the sign of love and life. But again, if you smoke 3 or 4 or 5 cigars a day, like he did, his fingers were brown like hell. Of course, you're asking for trouble. He died of lung cancer. Okay. But he made it to what, 69 or something like this. Okay. So understand, this is one of the reasons that we say Capricorn is the longest living sign of the zodiac, because in the house of death, they have the sun. Okay. All right. All right. So their legacy also is love and light, taking care of the children and all that good stuff that involve Leo. Okay. Move on to the 9th house. Okay. Capricorn 7, 8, 9. So we are going to the 9th house from the traditional here that we know is a Sagittarius also. So he was born with the tail of the dragon in the 9th house. The 9th house deals with foreigners. Anybody who has the tail of the dragon in the 9th house is naturally, and he's not going to say it, they are natural racist. Period. The stars don't lie. Rush Limbaugh would never mention that, but he hated women. Women were, he used to call them, I don't know, he used to give him all sorts of names, very sarcastic type of name for women. So born with the tail of the dragon in the sign of Virgo, he was a supreme perfectionist in so many ways, because and this is the house of religion. That's why he was a religious fanatic, the Virgin Mary interacting with Sagittarius. Okay, remember, that is the 7, 8, 9th house. Using the superimposed chart, 9th house, Sagittarius is religion. Okay, so he has a Sagittarius and a Virgo together on his tail on the 9th house of religion. Okay.
But what did that have to do again with him hating women?
Because Virgo is a very critical sign. They are very, very fussy. They find everything that is wrong with you in every senses, put it this way. You're talking about the Virgin Mary that makes them, anybody born with the 10 in Virgo, if they are not careful, they become so perfectionist, so puritanical, so religious, They can turn into vegetarian too. Okay. But in this case, the energy was more on the higher learning, teaching, and religion. That's what he was doing. He was reaching the world with his criticism. He was very critical of everything, especially the government. Okay. All right. So I'm just trying to explain the ninth house of a Capricorn is either religious or traditional. Watch 1, 2, 3. Add to the Pisces on the critical thinking on the third house. See 1, 2, 3. Communication. All right. It makes sense. Don't panic if you don't follow me, because I'm very fast and I have a reason to do that. Okay. You're going to go back to this housing system non-stop. Okay. Now, I have to mention to you real fast that any course that I did in the past is 1 full week, 7 days, 8 hours a day. Okay. We stopped only at lunchtime for 1.5 hours and go back into the class. So you are far from what other students have done so far. We don't have to go through all this because we have a direct connection. Visuals are very important, and you're fast. Now look at your chart. All of you are very fast and very advanced. So repetition is all you need before you get the reflex, and the reflex is slowly but surely being built. All right, let's go into the 10th house of a
Hey,
career.
DT, real quick, just on the tail of that, how long is this class since we're only doing 2 hours every night?
Again, that depends on you answering the question fast and real. It is not a race. If anybody is welcome to exit the class anytime and go back into the class when it's posted on the Cosmic Code. You know, if you don't want to stay here, but I mean, you're not going to learn to fly an airplane in 5 minutes. There is a lot of things that needs to be explained. So if you think again that you want to quit, and it's okay with me. I mean, it's your decision, not mine, but you paid me to teach you, and I'm doing my best every single night to make sure you get it. And if
I think you are misinterpreting what I asked. I said nothing about wanting to quit. My question was so I can plan my own schedule.
Oh, yeah.
How long does this class go on for 2 hours every night?
I don't know. That's the answer. I don't know. It depends on you answering me properly at the end when I know that you have the reflex. That's when we're going to quit. Some people will quit before you when they get it. When I say quit, no, I mean exit the class because they feel they have it. And then they go, maybe there is an emergency. They cannot do it anymore. That's okay. It's life. You can remember this is going to be on the Cosmic Code either way. So you can review that at your own time for the rest of your life. But if you really want to proceed as it's supposed to be as a student for what you paid me, it's your best interest to handle it with me. Even if it's tiring, or even if it's boring, even if it's repetitive, it's on purpose. The repetition is a must in this work to build a reflex. Okay, so that's your decision again if you want to exit the class anytime. Okay, not mine. All right, let's go into the 10th house. This is the house of a career of a Capricorn. And in since Capricorn rules politics, you see that many Capricorn are lawmaker. Libra is the law. A lot of Capricorn are police officers, FBI agents, psychologists. You're going to notice that when somebody born in January, their interest is psychology. Why? Because Pisces rules the subconscious, okay? And the career is Libra, which rules balancing laws, understanding the laws, okay? So that is the 10th house of a Capricorn. Again, ruled by Venus. That means Capricorn can also handle the art, justice. They usually contract themselves in the career, like Rush Limbaugh did in his career. Was meant each year he signed a $400 million contract, like George Norrie, by the way. And Art Bell and George Norrie, to change quick energy here, both of them were born in June, okay? And both of them work at night, Scorpio, okay? The investigator, okay? All right. And in their career, they have to use psychic and spirituality. Just giving you an idea real fast of those two guys that I worked with a long time ago. All right, so let's go into this area, which is the most powerful area. Again, I emphasize for good reason, because here you can win. You can win an election by killing the opposition. That's why Capricorn attract crooks, killers, the criminal element. That's why, again, politicians sometimes get killed because, oh, you know what? I'm going to lose that election with this guy. We need to talk him out. So they have money, they have power, they can pay infected losers to kill the opposition. That because that's their wishes. See, 11th house, set, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The wishes of a Scorpio is to aim, of a Capricorn is to aim for full power, nothing less than full power. And they are going to attract again, on the good side, the protection, which is the FBI, the CIA, the police, to protect them. They need to be protected because they are big people, but they also have a hell of a lot of negative killer friends that can help them to get to the top of the mountain faster than to go through the pole. Do I make sense?
Yes.
Okay. It means also that a lot of Capricorn secretively want to be porn stars. And I'm not joking. During my younger years, okay, I used to date girls from all sides of the zodiac, and God knows I have learned a hell of a lot. And some of these girls told me, okay, in the public place, you see these people, they appear totally normal. Then you find out that they are dancers, and then their wish is to become a porn star. Okay, that is their secret. This is a very secretive sign. And Scorpio was not only power, but sex. Okay, orgy, anything to do with Scorpio or the lizards, put it this way. Again, on the positive side, that's the ego. Okay, so he's using all his power on his wishes to rebirth society, to rebirth people, to rebirth their group. So they have a clan, they have groups, they have friends that have the power to kill. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, here goes Pluto, Scorpio, life and death, keyword, wishes of a Capricorn. At the subconscious level, Capricorn is a Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius was what? The codification of thought. So their subconscious is not critical per se, like a Gemini. Okay, here they tell you what you want, they listen to everybody, they talk, they are curious, but here they are not. The subconscious is the box, the education, the traditional education, the religious conviction, the indoctrination. So that's the subconscious of a Capricorn. But at the same time, they want to travel. They want to deal with foreign land and foreigners. They want to be recognized on the top of the mountain all over the world. Okay. And at the subconscious level, Sagittarius was the Indians. Okay. And it could be either positive and negative, how they at the subconscious level feel and react to foreign people. But traditionally, it could be either supporting all the immigration laws or be totally against the immigration law because they're bringing bad things. But as a rule, they are pretty religious also, and their conviction is religiously motivated. Okay,
that means DT that they want to live overseas or travel from their land, or
exactly. Yeah, that talks to you as much as you want. Okay, you just look at the sign. Okay, that's part of their wishes, and some of them, of course, is also to heal and help animals. Remember the pet world. Okay.
Yes.
At the subconscious, that's the subconscious. They're not exactly aware what's going on, why they hate, why they are racist. Okay, but it's all coming from the subconscious. Maybe because they have different belief system. God knows what. It's pretty deep. Okay, I'm still learning myself.
Just a quick question on that: would they be more prone to like animals, more so?
Oh, it depends again. It depends on the upbringing. If the upbringing, like me, I was raised with dozens of cats and dozens of dogs because next door butcher were killing all these animals and the blood was running and all the stuff was running in front of the house. I attract all the animals of the village. And I used to get those guys to sleep at night because I was frozen. I didn't have any source of heat when I was punished in the attic. So cats and dogs were sleeping with me all the time. So it depends on the experience and the connection that you have with animals. Mine are very positive because they keep me warm and they give me love. It all depends on the experience you have with animals. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay, we did Sagittarius, we did Capricorn. Let's go into Aquarius. Tom, are you here?
Affirmative.
No,
Me too.
Tom is not here.
Yes, he's there. He's just said. You just said.
Hello. He said affirmative.
Oh, affirmative. Okay, I didn't hear it. All right. Okay, so it's important to talk one at a time because it comes bubbling in my head here. All right, so okay, Aquarius. Now, we are talking about a sign which is ruled by a planet called Uranus, and Uranus has a very eccentrical orbit. I mean, those born in February with the stellium, the moon rising or hidden natal dragon in that area, okay, are going to be sought by society as eccentric or cuckoo. Okay, all right, because we deal with astrology, because we're special, we're unique. Okay, the tiger in the Chinese horoscope. Okay, so wherever you have Aquarius, as mentioned many times before, that's where God wants you to be weird. That's where God wants you to explore the impossible, the possibility of extraterrestrials reality. In my case, it's not the product of my imagination. Okay, you're talking about the sign that dedicates the future. The soul's purpose of an Aquarius is very simple. Again, get into his element, which is the impossible, the incredible, the future of humanity, the cosmic code, God, cosmic design, Jesus, cosmic ministry, the stars. Get out there, understand the dialect, translate the hieroglyph, put it in the jar, and the water, you see the stars, is Aquarius feeding the world, a very thirsty world, as far as cosmic wisdom and cosmic consciousness is concerned. Okay, so Aquarius is wherever you have this Aquarius in your chart, that's where you're going to be the weirdo, okay, that genius, that special person. Okay, so it is ruled by Uranus, that television planet, in order for you to remember. It was also specific groups. Okay, if you have a group of political, financial, God knows what, it is regulated by the world of Aquarius because friends brings wishes. You lose a friend or a family member, as I said before, okay, he's not part of the clan anymore. You're losing a wish because that friend or that family member could reward you with your help or bringing your wishes. Okay, so never ever understand the importance when you lose a friend. We just lost one, so we lost a lot with her in terms of business, in terms of opportunities. But I ain't gonna let nobody run over my wife. Forget that. No, my job is to love and protect her, and I don't care about the money she can bring me, the good time she can bring us. Victoria is first. Period. A normal husband would behave this way. I think I do. All right. Understand the world of Aquarius. We discussed the purpose. Okay. Remember, it is controlled by Uranus. The country is Japan. Japan, because it looks like if the ETs have landed on Japan before anywhere else, because you look at their eyes. It is also genius in terms of their own technology. What they can produce many years ago was thought as junk. It is the best of the best as far as technology and cars, whatever they produce, which is really good. That area is uranic, sudden release of energy, earthquakes, tornado, volcano, tsunami, loaded with that energy. They live on the fault. That is the traditional, typical response of uneducated idiots who does not understand the stars. Okay, so basically, the worst of the genius of any human has been represented by all those scientists, Capricorn, okay, who build technology like nukes to destroy city like Nagasaki and Hiroshima. The worst of Aquarius, okay. The best is the future that involves the reality of our space brother, the connection with extraterrestrials in time and space. And again, Aquarius is good and bad. We're talking about the draconis, the benevolent ETs, or the reptilians, the negativities who feeds on your fear and negativity, who stimulate the mind of the scientists to create those nukes. All right, that is the world of Aquarius. Let's go. It's a very electric type of person, very, very friendly. I mean, you know, Tom and I, we have a relationship that is just indestructible as far as I'm concerned. He's got my entire honesty, my entire faith. He's very honorable. He's a tiger, being an Aquarius, and he's very honorable, that's for sure. He's always been there to help. At the same time, look at the second house of money. I have to beg him to take money, okay? Aquarius in the second house of money, they don't have any rationale sometimes. They need money, and the other part of the chart can help that area. But Aquarius will give you short, pretty much like me sometimes. And my wife got mad at me sometimes because I get screwed left and right because I trust people. How many times Tirania saved me is unbelievable. And how many times she could not save me and that could cost me. Okay, so it's important. But Aquarius at the subconscious level, okay, knows knows that there is such a thing of karma. You see that? That's the 12th house of Aquarius. So he knows that by helping others, by swimming upstream, he's getting his karma. And that's one of the reasons that most of his time is spending in a church and religion. Is helping these communities, church community, constantly doing technology for those guys, videotaping, fixing this, fixing that. And then that is imposed by his second house of money into the world of Pisces. And sometimes I also warn him, I say, be careful not to swim downstream, but it's karmic. It's a karmic sign. Here he has the strengths and the weaknesses of all the sign. It can be anything he wants to be when it comes to money, but as a rule, he's a Pisces. That's an artistical sign, which means, like me, he likes music. He has keyboard, he has guitars, and I'm jealous because he's got more guitar than I have.
I'll bet I got more microphones too.
Exactly. That's Aquarius. So, and understand the immensity of his heart, his service, and his unselfishness, and the reward that God has always for him in time. So basically, the reward for an Aquarius at the financial level comes in time because of his services. Okay, and again, since
could he make money? Sorry to interject. Could how does he make bread? Physically wise, could that be in?
Well, he actually works with technology, and he spends a lot of time in church. Is that correct, Tom? Could you answer that for me?
Yeah, but I'm also retired military, so I'm getting paid my retirement for the U.S. military. That's the other where I get money at too.
We were just about to talk about this. That's the third house. You see how an Aquarius think and talk, very competitive. Okay, there are Aries, and Aries was what? The Army, the Navy. One of the reasons when he joined the force. Okay, mostly because he wanted to make money by helping. Okay, some way, somehow. So basically, Aquarius tend to be a leader of the mind. They are sometimes so fast, so competitive that it's difficult to delegate on Aquarius. And their temper can go crazy in a minute because 1, 2, 3, you're talking about Mars in a mental process. That makes them to fire up right away. I mean, you're talking about air and fire, okay? So when it comes to Aquarius, even though he's a very peaceful person, you have to remember his mental process is very, very competitive. And as long as he's progressive and he's not destructive, okay? But that is the mental process of an Aquarius. He's a pioneer of the mind, okay? Aries was the head. Okay, all right. At the same time, it means that he has to be careful when he's on the road because the third house, Aries, okay, third house, communication, transportation, cars, driving, okay? So he has to be cautious because he could, again, encounter an accident because he's too fast or he doesn't pay attention, okay? So understand the world.
Hey, Louis,
yeah.
Just a thing on that with the red. I also have a big red truck, remember, that looks like a zombie
Oh
killer.
my God, yes. He's got a used truck
Yes.
with a lot of, he's got, what do you call these things that you have in the front and the back? I called it horns, but what is it you have? What is the name of that?
Guardrail.
It's a grill. It's a grill guard.
I mean,
what it is.
But that is for
With
a
a quarter
tank.
ton of metal.
It's for a tank. It's not for a truck. That thing is like 200 pounds a piece.
Yeah.
500 pounds on the front and about 200 on the back.
There you
It's
go.
for
So
stupid
now
drivers.
you see the horns of the
Wow.
Aries in the front. Get out my way. I'm going to push you. You ain't going to break me. I'm strong. Okay. All right.
Dr.
Everything.
Terry,
Yes.
I just recently, my car broke down and I now have a Porsche SUV,
Okay. And in what sign are you?
Aquarius.
There you go. Aries is ruled what? What country is ruled by Mars? Where is?
Yeah, it's Germany.
There you go.
Germany.
And
Deutschland.
that's why I always had Mercedes. I had the AMG Mercedes. Before that, we have LK Mercedes. Tirana was always
GLK. The GLK.
Oh, and
yeah.
one other. Oh, and Dr. Shori, one other thing too. I've actually lived about 10 years over in Germany too. So
Wow.
besides Japan, I've been in
Again.
Germany too for.
Yeah.
I think, Tom, we need to meet.
I'm just trying to wrap my brain around the Pisces and just to get an understanding of his first house of money. If he wasn't retired, could he be a singer, an artist?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. I mean, Aquarius is very creative in his money-making scheme. He's spiritual. He's got a big heart, okay? But Pisces was the art and imagination and creativity. He doesn't stop just at him working at the church or the Navy or the Army, whatever. You know, there's no limit of what or how the fish can fit the second house of money and self-esteem.
Can I add in a second port?
Right. His self-esteem
Can
is
I add
based.
one other thing too?
Yeah,
Let me add one other thing
let
too.
me finish my
Go ahead.
thought.
Sorry about that.
Hold on to your thought. His self-esteem is based upon giving. Pisces has no grounding. He's giving. If not, he feels guilty not to help. You see, the fish. Okay,
Yes.
that's what religion religion teaches you to feel guilty for anything. Okay, it's the opposite. You should have, confidence. Go ahead, my friend. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's all right. Stop me when I'm in there. I can gladly mute myself. I was actually accepted to music school like you, but I just decided not to go through and do it. I was going to play bass guitar professionally.
Wow. Bass guitar. Bass is Capricorn. The Capricorn have a deep voice. Yeah. They speak with a very deep voice. And it was the structure of the bass guitar is like with the drums. It's the structure of the melody is based upon the drum and the bass guitar. All the rest of the instrument, that's a Capricorn.
I played tuba and trombone too. So,
oh my God! Well, an air sign. What do you expect? All right, and then let's go into the fourth house, which is your home. Okay, the home of an Aquarius is a bank. In other words, in my case, I remember I had a table, I had a room with a massage table, and I had every single crystals you could ever dream of in that room. Okay. And my home is my castle. Because of my home, I'm able to play with investment, real estate, refinancing, and that's where Tirania and I were able to deal with the banking and our security. Okay, that in my case, as far as Tom is concerned, his home, one area of his home is where he has his musical instrument. That's where he has his dance. It's all about music. It's all about the art. So basically, the base of operation of an Aquarius is all about solidity. It's all about the art. It's all about the bank. Every single penny that comes to us is coming through this internet into our home, and then from there it goes into the bank account. But it's generated from the house.
DT, would they not trust banks? Would it mean that they'd have a safe in their home or something like that?
They're pretty stubborn. They're pretty fixed with their security. They'll find it hard to move sometime. Okay, they like to be where they are at. If they have to move, it's because they are forced. They're pretty stable. Okay,
their home must be nice. Would that be right?
Oh, absolutely. It's got to be soft music, instruments, beauty, art. This is where he wants to show his wealth. Okay, so the home has to have all sorts of beautiful things that are artistic, and so forth. So it shows also why a lot of Aquarius also get involved in the real estate, because the fourth house, watch 1, 2, 3, 4 is Cancer. Okay, and there's wealth coming to Aquarius involved in the real estate. If they want to go into there, they can make money or survive or buy other house, whatever. It's all about solidity, security, and the banking industry when it comes to Taurus, involving also the art, beauty, wealth, and art. That's the fourth house of an Aquarius. Okay, in the fifth house, that's the speculation of Aquarius, the creativity of an Aquarius. And he says he's playing trombone. I mean, Gemini is an air sign. What do you do with a trombone? You push air into it. All right. And he plays bass and he plays all sorts of things like me. Okay. I play piano, I play drums, I play keyboard, guitar. So in the speculation and creativity area, Aquarius is a Gemini. That's why I speak 3 languages and a little bit of Spanish. Okay. 4, okay, and Tom can speak also a few languages. Gemini is all about communication. You see, 1, 2, 3, communication, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the speculation house, okay, the creativity house, and that's where, of course, as Gemini rules talking, writing, is for my home that I wrote my books. Okay, 2, 4, 6 books. That's my speculation. I like to talk. I like to write. I like to teach. Again, you see, there you go. 7. You're talking about the 5th house of speculation and the wishes in Sagittarius. Okay, you follow me?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Sometimes Aquarius end up with twins when they have babies, or 2 kids. How many kids you got, Tom?
I have 2 from my previous marriage and 2 from my wife, and my wife is actually a twin.
2, 4, 6. You see, it's a dual thing. But you will notice that when you practice your own astrological career, Aquarius end up with a lot of twins. I've noticed that. Okay. In fact, one of my girlfriend, dad is an Aquarius, and he has a set of twins. Okay, that's how I notice it, by keeping an eye, by looking at Aquarius, what they do. All right, let's go into the 6th house of work and health. Okay, we had a good friend, Terania and I, who owns a beautiful restaurant. Of course, it's closed because of COVID. What is the name of it, Terania? We used to go there.
Lenny's place,
Lenny's, yeah.
the Zen 32 and Deluxe, yeah.
Yeah, Zen 32. He's an Aquarius. Zen, that seems like from China or Japan. It's definitely from the Orient. Okay, so Zen 32 was the name of his restaurant, because on his 6th house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, work and health, he becomes a Cancer. All right, so he was feeding the world through his restaurant. And how many did he have? 2,
More
4,
than 2.
okay,
Many,
2 or
many.
4. There you go.
Many.
All
Yeah.
right. So Aquarius has to feed and protect. Okay. Again, he feeds through the spirit, or he can feed through the real estate, his family. In many ways, sometime when they get stressed, on the medical aspect of my work, Cancer was the stomach. So they can burn the lining of their stomach, especially if they eat hot food too much. So they're pretty sensitive to the stomach. If there is no negative energy, they'll be fine. But as a rule, not a good idea for an Aquarius to eat when he's upset. Of course, their entire service to the world and health is controlled by the moon fluctuations. Okay, so it's important to pay attention to the moon passage through the belt of the zodiac. All right, 7th house. This is the house of marriage and partnerships. Okay, that's where Aquarius become the lion. Okay, so that's where God, remember, wants you to shine. So he's going to attract a partner that is all about love and light. Love and light can be spiritual or religious. It doesn't matter. I mean, his wife is the most beautiful, most loving, caring woman who prays for us every day. That's honorable. Okay. So he faces the world as a Leo. Sometimes all Aquarius facing the world as a Leo means sometimes their ego gets on the way. All right. Remember, Leo can burn, but that's where God wants him and Aquarius to shine in the public when he faces the world. Okay. He has this opportunity to attract partners, and since Leo was France and Italy by mutual reception, I'm half French and half Italian. So we are partner in crime, in love, whatever it is. You understand what I'm
Mon
saying?
frère.
Yeah, mon frère. We call each other's brother. Okay, from a different life or a different mother. I don't know, but it's pretty deep with this dude. I love you, Tom. All right.
Dr. Tori, my
Yeah.
partner's French.
Well, you go. Thank you for confirming. All right, we all get in there. That's for sure. Slowly but surely, it makes sense. So Aquarius can do well also in France and Italy, which is also part of Tom's wishes to end up there sometime, somewhere, somehow. We would have to make it happen. Okay.
Oh,
And
Louis-
go ahead.
and one other thing, Veronica's from Louisiana, which has a very deep French background too.
There you go. His wife, from Louisiana. Hey, I understand all this energy. All right, that's beautiful. We were set to connect, period. It's the stars at work. They don't lie, it's just the way it is. Let's go into the 8th house. The 8th house is Tom corporated area. That's the money coming from his business and the money coming from his wife. It's all into the world of Virgo. And Virgo is all about detail, organization, structure, and of course, religion. You see that? And then that's somewhere, somehow working in a church sometime. You get paid I hope you do. But in so many ways, is attention, the attention of detail to an Aquarius is absolutely phenomenal. And it's because of their attention to detail and their patience that they are able to generate money. Sometimes Aquarius also delegate with natural healing. That would be me. That would be Tom also. And anything that is nature, which is herbs and talisman, rocks, gems, anything involving the Virgin Mary is regulating the 8th house of corporated money. This is the house also of metaphysics and witchcraft, which is traditionally ruled by Scorpio and the energy of Capricorn. But since there is a very strong Pisces Virgo, there is also traditional belief involved under the money-making scheme. Okay. All right. That's where my books, for example, at the end of the year, Tom is getting all my books and he's doing the proofreading, whatever it is. And I pay him, of course, but I had to fight to give this guy money over the years. Finally, he's taking some. All right, there we go. Move on to, wait a second.
Sorry, DT, could you give a negative aspect of the Virgo?
Well, if you have Saturn or the tail in that area, you could get colon cancer, or you could overwork yourself and stress yourself to hell because things don't work your way, and you stress yourself, and it goes down to the guts.
Right.
Okay. So be cautious. All right. All right. Move on to the 9th house, 7, 8, 9 again. You see what I'm saying? Aquarius traditionally end up marrying people from foreign ground because the 9th house, 7, 8, 9, different ethnicity. Okay. Or like Joanna and I, she's American, I'm French. Okay. And then I'm French and half Italian, and she's half Italian and half American, whatever it is. So there is that contract, that marriage situation that is happening through the 9th house. So marrying foreigners or people from different background is a given with Aquarius. Okay. At the same time, a lot of Aquarius are learning the laws, like Tom right now is learning astropsychology, and like me, I'm teaching astropsychology. Remember, I'm on the cusp. I only have the sun in Pisces and I have my stellium in Aquarius. Okay. So it means also contracting oneself, not only with foreigners, marriage, but also business-wise, things of this nature. Okay, so it shows the FBI agent. 4 of them came and visit me. One of them was born in February. Okay, and so you can see is higher education. We are talking about a 9th house. Okay, 7, 8, 9, education, religion, higher learning. He was learning. He had to learn all about the law before he became an FBI guy, so to speak. Okay, so that is the 9th house, and that indicates also again in some area where Tom somewhere somehow has contracted himself, maybe in some secret because of his career. You see, that's the career area of an Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius is supposed to get something dead, not just a computer, but it could be a person, a situation, and put it back alive. That's Scorpio. The Scorpio rules the FBI, the CIA, Secret Service, and Tom was involved in that. Okay, and that's why my computer has never been hijacked since he worked on it, because its security system on my computer is the most safer thing in the world. I used to be hijacked all the time and viruses all the time. And when it came into my life, this became a story of the past. Okay, so. And the career area, again, that depicts why this FBI agent learn about the laws and become an FBI agent, because Scorpio rules the police, the Secret Service, and of course, the criminal element. It shows that Aquarius also can become a criminal. It can use and abuse. It can do all sorts of things negative involving the negative side, including sex. Okay, so you're talking about they're so smart sometimes that they can do Ponzi game. You're talking about corporate money and the IRS, and you're talking about the world of Scorpio here. So it is through their career that Aquarius will regenerate or can get killed. Okay. And I mean, an FBI agent hanging around can easily be killed by someone which is also an FBI agent, Secret Service from Russia. Remember, that's Russia. Okay. All right. Nobody wants to leave. Go ahead.
Tori, I work in human resources. I guess I have to do a lot with laws. So would that also count?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can, I'm talking about Aquarius, so you have to make the connection because, you know, I don't know what you do, okay? You know, but through the stars, again, you gave me the key. I know the months of your birth, so now I know what your career is all about by looking at the sun. And again, there is a lot of variety, but you're going to hit it soon. You're going to hit it. You cannot miss it because you got to stay within the realm of the world of Scorpio, investigation, metaphysics, and Scorpio is the king of conspiracy on top of that, and Tom is sign up for all that good stuff. He's investigating. Huh?
Sorry, DT. With just back on the Libra, I'm looking at it. On the Libra, would they have trouble? How do I say, dissecting belief systems from a negative aspect with the Libra and balancing?
Exactly. I mean,
so they have trouble with religion. With Sagittarius.
Again, it depends. It depends on their experience and their education.
Right.
Libra is just what stimulates them to learn the laws of man or the laws of light. Obviously, charm is into the light, but he's also on the other side because he works into the religion because his wife is connected deeply with religion. That is his fate. Okay, that is what he has to do. So he's actually dedicating both sides. He's dedicating both sides, and he can handle both sides because he's sharp. And he's a dual in his speculation.
Right.
Makes sense? So he's set to learn all about the universe because he has the ingredient by birth. He's an Aquarius. All right, we understand the world of Scorpio. Now, wishes and friends. There you go. Buenos. Italian, French Dr. Thierry. I am his friend. One of his wishes is to be part of a group that has either a spiritual, if you throw the arrows above, that group that we are here tonight, all of us, okay, all you students, or religion. It's also part of another group, okay, which involve religion and the codification of thoughts. But as a rule, Sagittarius wants to travel. Aquarius wants to travel the world. That's why he ran like a horse in so many countries, Japan, England, Germany, France. God knows where he's been, God knows where I have been. Okay. So that is his wishes to learn and to teach. Okay. And reach the world and reach the stars. And he's able to do both because of his experience with all the people that surround him. Okay, there is also a love for animals. Do you have any pet? I think you do. You have 2 dogs, you know, Tom?
Yes, I do. In fact, I got one right here in my arms right now. If you
There
look
you
at
go.
me.
So there is a drive to pay respect to
That's
animals
Jasmine.
because like all of us, our past life involved killing animals to survive. So there is a wish is to help animals, to love animals, and they give it back. Okay, so that is the world of Sagittarius, and also the wish is to be published or to reach the world at large through whatever means of gift he has. So that is phenomenal. At the subconscious level, now he's an engineer. I mean, you're talking about the subconscious. You're talking about Pisces. Remember the 12th house? There is no grounding in Pisces. And now you have an engineer on an area which is so deep, so mystical, so ungrounded. And that's why Aquarius is so interested with the unknown, with the forces of the subconscious. Anything that with hypnotism, remote viewing, dream interpretation, anything to do with Pisces is magic, is the spirit. Again, Capricorn is demanding an Aquarius to understand, to the ununderstandable, to make sense to things that have just so deep, there's no end. Okay, so at the subconscious level, Aquarius have the opportunity to reach the top. You see, Capricorn is constantly coming up the mountain. So Aquarius can become a notoriety in his fields, whatever field it is, would it be on the rational or the spiritual or religious field, it doesn't matter. At the subconscious, the opportunity to make sense to the intangible is given to Aquarius. And that's one of the reasons myself that I've been concerned with the superconscious and the conscious for so long. And this is why being very practical and rational, being a Capricorn engineer at the subconscious level, I understand the mechanics and I'm trying to pass it on to you. Okay? Understood, guys?
So that would that be bringing the, let's say, the horns of the goat into
on the negative side? Of course, there is
Yeah.
always a negative side. On the negative side, Aquarius can use his ingenuity, his supreme subconscious wisdom, okay, to manipulate.
I see.
There's always with Capricorn on the negative side, the word I use and abuse. And I have to be honest with you, when I was younger, okay, when I was single, I used astrology to play around. And my God, did that work? But at the same time, I had to pay the karma. Okay, later on, when I realized, oh my gosh, I cannot use that for selfish end or just, for sex. I've got to do something more honorable. Okay, and then that's it. But that's a very good question. That is definitely a good question. Aquarius at the subconscious level, because of his wisdom, can manipulate to gain to the power. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. At the same time, remember, there is a fishtail. Okay. So Aquarius is definitely affected by the moon. Okay. At the subconscious level. And that's why sometimes they go a little bit down. Okay. And then there is also a affair involving the upbringing of the mother or the nucleus of the house that is bothering them at the subconscious level because they were not able to structure it as they wishes. Everybody's
With mother, would you say?
with everybody, family,
Yeah.
the nucleus, because, as I always said, you're related to your family genetically, okay, 150%. You may look like your kids, your mom, your dad, whatever it is, but you're never going to behave, think, create, or have the same faith than anybody of your family. In fact, every single member of your family is your biggest strangers. The reason? They have different stars. Simple. All right. So if everybody gets educated into the world of astrology, they would get unified instead of choosing a religion when there is 875 different ways to believe in a God. That separates, put you in a box. Aquarius is universal, is universality, is humanitarianism, is the group, is the entire world, is the future of humanity. Got it?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
If you don't, you will, believe me. All right, let's go into the world of Pisces. Okay, now you're talking about the most difficult area of the human experience.
Aren't we at time, DT?
Oh, shoot. How long have I been talking? Thank you for reminding me, honey. How long has it been, Taranya?
It's been
Seven-
over
9 o'clock
4
your
hours.
It has been, I'm looking for my
2
clock.
hours and 40 minutes. When did we start?
It's 9:11, so we went we started just a little bit late, maybe like 7:10 or 7:15.
Okay, so it's over 2 hours then, yeah.
Yeah, it's 9:11 now.
All right, guys, I'll tell you what, we're going to start tomorrow at 6 o'clock with the world of Pisces. It'd be a perfect way to end up that section. And then we're going to hit the moon in every house, in every sign, okay? And then we're going to dedicate every single planet in every single house by sign. And then the natal, and I got to teach you how to find a hidden dragon. And we got so much more to discuss. Until tomorrow, my good friend, thank you very much for being here. And we shall see you then. Good
Thank
night,
you,
everybody.
honey.
Thank you, Taranya.
Good night.
You're welcome tomorrow night, guys.
6 o'clock.
It will be 6 o'clock again.
Be on time,
All right.
please. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
guys.
you, guys. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Be on the,
If you have
be
any
on the lookout for the
questions,
email.
you know the drill. You can email me.
Peace.
Got a lot of
Okay,
work to
thanks.
do. Bye.
Hey, Tom, is that a
Bye-bye.
schnauzer?
What was that?
No,
Is
it's
that a
a
schnauzer?
Yorkie.
What?
It's
Oh.
here. Let me turn the video.
Oh, look how beautiful that is. Oh my
Aw,
God.
look at that little
Aw.
Yeah,
I love it.
Oh, adorable.
Good night,
Aw,
everybody.
that would be
Good night,
Jasmine.
guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
We got 2 Yorkies.
Bye-bye.
Beautiful.